The Jomon period is the key to understanding the world's ancient civilizations. The clay figures with the sunshades aren't aliens. Chapter 16. Cylindrical clay figures just like snake totem textbooks.
There is only a human face on the cylindrical clay figure from the Inariyama shell mounds, and on the cylindrical clay figure from the Totate site. There are no arms or legs.
The reason why there are no arms or legs is because there are no arms or legs on the snake which the Jomon people used as their totem.
Indeed, Doctor. According to your ideas, all the clay figures are women wishing to be pregnant. You also said that the shape of the clay figures represent figures turning themselves into the snake totem in order to receive the seed which the snake god has brought as he descends from heaven, right? So it is because the female clay figures are turning into a snake that the cylindrical clay figures also don't have limbs, right?
Do you know the story in the Izumo myths of Princess Kushinada? Susanoo, having been banished from Takamagahara, the realm of the gods, descends in Izumo, where he encounters the youngest daughter of an old couple called Princess Kushinada. The old couple is crying because their 7 daughters have all been eaten by Yamato no Orochi, a giant serpent with 1 body and 8 heads. And soon, Princess Kushinada would also be devoured.
What happened next?
Susanoo gets rid of Yamato no Orochi with the condition that he gets to marry Princess Kushinada. What I find interesting are the names of the old couple who are the princess's parents. They were called Tenazuchi and Ashinazuchi.
And what does that mean?
Zuchi is short for Mizuchi, which is the Japanese word for a legendary serpent-like creature. And Tena means no hands, and Ashina means no legs. According to the folklorist Hiroko Yoshino, since not having arms or legs is the snake's main feature, the characters in this myth are thought to belong to a group who had the snake as their totem.
So the idea of the snake totem connects everything together. By the way, you said before that by looking at the Jomon artifacts, you could find the key to understanding many of the ancient cultures of the world. Is there something you can get from the cylindrical clay figures?
First of all, let's look at the stomach of the figure that looks like the Tower of the Sun. There are 2 snakes coiled together, and they are holding 6 balls. 6 balls would mean a pair of mitama, 3 balls meaning the ancestral spirit. And the 2 intertwining snakes are also the soul of the ancestor, being called to the other world. In other words, the soul of the ancestor is engraved along the path of the breath of life, from the mouth to the navel, on the cylindrical clay figure. So the idea of the rebirth of the ancestral spirit is being shown here.
So what about the Totate clay figure from Ibaragi Prefecture?
In this case, there are coiled snakes on both shoulders, and below each of the snakes there are 3 balls. The snakes on both shoulders are representing the snakes which were intertwined in the other world, and were separated by the snake god. And the 3 balls the snakes have were 6 balls that were together in the other world, which have been separated into 3 balls each. So I want you to remember our talk about the Tamadaki Sansamon. Do you remember what was in the center of this motif?
It was the ancestral spirit, which was the female and male snakes, each holding 3 balls with one overlapping the other.
That's right. And the overlapping ball is the one that will break apart in the womb to become a new life. The ball surrounded by a trident motif, or the Tamadaki Sansamon, express the Jomon people's thinking. The cylindrical clay figure also clearly shows the same idea.
So you mean that the stone figure from Romania's Vinca culture was also made with the same idea?
In comparison to the Jomon artifacts, it is a pity that there is not more information carved into the stone figure. However, there is a human-like face on it, and like a snake, it has no limbs. While it is a simple form, It can be said to be a kind of human snake figure, and could be considered at least to represent the snake which was their totem. If there were more artifacts available, we could be more certain, but it is not as clear as it is with the Jomon artifacts.